Hello and welcome to the Buzzerbeater Show, episode 48. My name is David Jones, and today we're going to talk about the Bucks versus the Clippers game. Very exciting, came down to the wire at the very end. Then the Knicks, of course, great week for the Knicks. The Wizards, and Zion, especially the Pelicans. And the battle of the point guards between Curry and Dame. So, okay, you know what? Let me start off with the Dame and Curry thing. I actually wanted to do this at the end, but okay, so I'm not saying Damian Lillard's not a better player than Curry. Thing is, after KD left, this team has to get restructured again. You feel me? And Clay is injured. I don't even know if he's ever going to even return as a basketball player. I think he is. Just the thing is, he's probably not going to be the same as he was. Or who knows? He could be even better than before. But just the thing is, they have to restructure. Draymond is a finished product. He's still kind of in his prime, but he's like he's at the end. He's not that. He doesn't have that balance anymore that he had when he, like 2017-ish, 2018-ish, you know? I mean, even in 2018, it slowed down a little. I mean, James Wiseman is probably the guy that could be Curry's maybe, I mean, he's already his second option, but he could probably be, he's right now probably the third best player behind Draymond, but he probably could be the best player. The second best player, or even the best player, if Curry at some point also slows down a little. But the thing is with Curry's game, it is built on athleticism, especially the layups, but like the 3-pointers, I mean, of course it takes athleticism to shoot like that and hit step backs like that, but still, like, it doesn't require as much athleticism as if you would dunk the whole time and drive to the hoop at some point. So I think Curry's prime could be like LeBron's prime, a long one, and he could be a good player for a long time, especially just because how the game is played today and how his game is played. So, yeah. The thing is, why the Golden State Warriors lost against the Portland was, you know, as I said, the Portland Trailblazers are a more well-rounded team. They're more of a finished product. They know what they're doing. They know what they're capable of. I mean, CJ McCollum is a veteran. Dame is a veteran. Enes Kanter is, of course, a veteran. Gary Trent Jr., I mean, yeah, you could call him a veteran, you know? Yeah. I mean, those guys are all finished products, you know? And, I mean, I think Gary Trent Jr. has still, like, especially how fast he is. Oh, my God. He's super quick. And the thing is, as of Draymond and Wiggins also has to develop, of course, still. I mean, I don't really know if Wiggins is still going to develop. I'm not saying, like, that he's a bust or something. I'm just saying he didn't fulfill the expectations that were brought to him. He's kind of a bust, but not really, you know. But I think he stepped up this game. He knows, like, when he played for Minnesota, he didn't really know what his place on the team was. Was he the best player on the team or the second best? Was he a starter or just like some role player? But now he knows. And Kevin Lonely, how do you pronounce his name? Kevin Looney, right? Kevin Looney. Bro, he has to start to know how to defend, bro. He doesn't move his feet. He couldn't. I know. I just said Gary Trent Jr. is fast, but the thing is, I'm not saying anything, bro. I have no business in the NBA whatsoever. But the thing is, Kevin Lonely, he could, he's a he's over average big guy. He's a good defensive player, but the only thing is his his feet. He has to move his feet sometimes very fast. Like Gary Trent Jr. would let him would go past him like almost every position. It's just I know he's young, and I know this team still has to develop. Just probably give him like 2 or 3 years, even like next year. I don't really see them this year doing like a deep run in the playoffs. I mean, they could, but I just don't see it. So give them like 2 or 3 more teams or years, or they could actually be like a legitimate, even championship team maybe. And so my favorite topic: the Knicks are on a roll again. So huge win over the Pacers against probably, and got an easy win against Detroit. Well, then they lost against the Spurs. And bro, come on. I know that the Spurs don't really have an all-star, but DeMar DeRozan's still like, he's not Toronto DeMar DeRozan, but he's still like, he's pretty good. What can you say, bro? He's a multiple time. He's a multiple all-star. And he sealed the game. You can't win every game. And the Knicks have won a lot of games this past 2 weeks, and I'm proud of them. They're right now in the 5th seed, right? I'm recording this on Friday, so an all-star weekend is gonna be soon, right around the corner. The Knicks are the 5th seed, right? So they're in front of Miami, and they have a 19-18 record. They're over 500. Bro, god damn, bro. If they're playing, if the playoffs would start right now, they would play the Boston, the Celtics. That would be a really tough matchup. I don't know, but as the Boston Celtics have struggled these last couple of weeks, who knows? I don't really know if they're gonna do like a playoffs upset. I just want them to have them in the playoffs. You feel me? And this has been a really disappointing year for the Celtics, I even say, because everybody would thought like, oh my god, they would be like the 2nd seed behind the Sixers or the Bucks, because the Nets weren't like really that relevant yet. They were, but okay, no, let me rephrase that. Behind the Bucks, Sixers, or Nets. So, sorry, just to get that clear. But now they're just like, I don't know, bro. I talked about this on my last podcast, but Frank Ntilikina, woo, 13 points. They lost, but still they won against Detroit last night. But that's not really like, Detroit is Detroit. Come on, like 2 easy wins against. Come on, bro. Nah, that's easy. That's easy money against Detroit. And I hope that Tom Thibodeau actually like acknowledges Frank Ntilikina's potential, and that he should actually be like maybe like the 6th man behind Quickly or D Rose. Right now D Rose is but I actually would like Quickly in the starting lineup. I said something different a couple weeks ago, but the thing is, Quickly has really developed his game and is now like the 3rd. LaMelo Ball is probably going to win the Rookie of the Year, but Quickly's like 3rd place, and he's like the 28th pick. So, and D Rose is, he's getting old, bro. I'm not saying he's slowing down. He slowed down after his injury 2011, but still he's I'm not saying he slowed down, but you can't really rely on him as much as you could when he was probably with the Bulls. I mean, I'm not saying post. I'm not saying post 2000. I'm more saying before 2011 when he got that bad injury against the Sixers. Um, you can just rely on quickly. He's young blood. He's fresh blood. He's super quick. He can shoot the three very well. He has amazing passing ability. He actually reminds me of like a young Jason Kidd, a young, even like maybe even a young Derrick Rose. I mean, he doesn't have the most explosive dunks or the explosive things, but he has that floater, like Jason Kidd, and he has those passing abilities, like this court vision. Oh my god, that's crazy court vision. And I'm happy for this, bro. I'm so happy right now. This is like the Knicks are playing good, and that's all what counts. So, Bucks versus the Clippers. The Clippers lost because they always lose. For some reason, they always lose against the Bucks. Why is that? Okay, let me just okay, so they have a better point guard. They have Reggie Jackson or Patrick Beverley against Drew Holiday. And I mean, Patrick Beverley is not even the starting point guard. I don't, bro. I mean, they lost really close, and PG actually hit a clutch three at the end. But then the Bucks won with free throws? Bruh. I mean, no, wait. No, sorry. PG, so, PG completely disappeared in the last quarter. That's what I talked about the Celtics game, which I'm going to talk about in the next minute. But he completely disappeared, like, really. He was nowhere to be found. I don't get what it is. And call me a hater because I am a hater of PG. I do not like his cockiness. I do not like that he's treating some of his mid teams like shit. And that's probably also the reason why Montrezl Harrell was like, oh, fuck this, bro. I'm out. And I am a hater. Because he has nothing to prove. He doesn't have a single championship to prove. He doesn't have a single MVP even to prove that he can say those things. You know? You know what I'm saying? And I don't really know. He has to show me that he's better in the playoffs. And I'm just not seeing it. And even if you're not... If you're good in regular seasons game, great. The thing is, he's not good in playoffs games. He sucked it against the Mavs last year, and he was completely trash. He was complete garbage against the Nuggets. And maybe something changed. Maybe he's more confident now and can withstand the pressure. But I haven't seen it yet. I need to see it. And if you're even disappearing in regular season games, I don't know. I mean, he played a good game. He had like a great game against the Celtics. Which, like, the Celtics are, like, a weak spot for the Clippers because they have Tatum and they don't know how to guard Tatum at all. Especially, like, Tatum drove to the basket and hit a clutch layup. And then they were, like, up by 4. And then PG hit a clutch 3 and they won by free throws? Free throws. So you're saying to me... They won by free throws, although they were behind a point and they didn't even score another point. and they were behind, and they didn't even score. I, okay, I guess. It's I don't. The like they have this stat where they measure the clutchness, like how many shots the team makes in the last 5 minutes. I mean, a lot of probably say, "Oh, these advanced stats, they're weird. They're not efficient. They're bullshit. They're just they're just made up stats." I mean, it's the closest thing you can talk about is clutch. You can actually reduce it to like 2 or 1 minute, but in this statistic, they're really low in the league, especially PG. So what does that tell you? He can be as great as he wants, but I need to see it in the playoffs and in really tight situations like with the Celtics. Or no, okay, the Bucks not. And that's because it wasn't that close of a game. Yeah. And here, Wizards had a tougher game against the Celtics. Tatum had a great game, really great game, and a clutch moment at the end. And he has these. I like Tatum, and he has his clutch moments. But the thing is, I don't really know who's going to take the last shot on the team and who's the first scoring option. Because if I watch a game, for some reason, if they talk about scoring on the team, they talk about um, Brown. So right, Jaylen Brown, and I know Jaylen Brown has the most points right now, but still, wasn't actually Jason Tatum the guy that would actually give them like the. I know scoring isn't everything, but scoring is a very big part of today's NBA, and scoring is what probably wins you games. Because offense is more developed than defense. That's why I'm just looking at the point standpoint. I mean, remember that one game against the Lakers where Kemba wanted to do the last shot, but Tatum was actually wide open? Well, I don't know. It was against the Lakers, you know. It wasn't like a like a game that you could just lose. It was against the Lakers, you know. And I don't know. It seems weird, don't you think? Like that Kemba Walker is actually taking the last shot, but not Jason Tatum. And I don't know what's up with that because I don't think Kemba Walker should be the scoring option, the best scoring option on the team. It actually should be Kemba or Jason Tatum. But I don't know. This team is weird. And if this happens in the playoffs, you're done. You know, you lost the game basically, even the series maybe, and they have to find out who's. I would say Tatum is the definite best scorer, best clutch scorer on the team, and Brown is probably the second option. But what is like? I know Kemba is like number 3, but what is he like? What is he doing in all this mix? You know, like I think he should be the ball handler. He should be the primary ball handler. He should make he should create space for other teammates and then just let them shoot three or roll off to the basket. It's it's not really, I don't know. I This team doesn't really fit. So, Zion. Woo! And the Pelicans beating the Jazz and scoring 28. And the Jazz being the best team in basketball right now. They are. They are. It's better than the Lakers. I They're having a fantastic season. And I don't really like how a lot of people don't really give them credit because they should actually they deserve the credit. Like, damn, I like the season a lot, probably just because I'm not saying it's a weird season because it's not. It has to be, bro. It's just, the pandemic. It's necessary. And I like that the Knicks are actually good this season. They fulfilled every day. They went past the expectations. So good. And I like how the Jazz are playing, but I mean, a loss is a loss. And maybe even the Pelicans are legit. So right now they're like, I don't know. They're not even like the ninth seed or something, but yeah, they're the 11th seed. I don't really know if they could make the playoffs. The thing is, Zion has to start. They have to. They have to give him more minutes, especially, and they have to have better starts at the beginning of the season, because now they're like starting to play good, but it's already like the half of the season is gone, and they're not gonna win every game, and it's just they have to be more efficient with their season starting, and I'm just also scared because Zion still hasn't done anything about his health. Every time he goes up, I'm scared that he's going to injure himself. Just of the way he lands and how because of his body mass. No, I'm not. I'm not body shaming it at all. I'm just saying. Um, I don't. They probably. I hope. I mean, it would be great. I don't really know if they're gonna make the playoffs. It would be great, but mm, they're also like a weird team. Even weirder than the Celtics. And so Bill Simmons talked about and said Zion doesn't play the game with the same joy as in college. And I'm like, okay, but he's still like putting up crazy numbers for a rookie. He had a better rookie season than LeBron or Jordan. I'm not saying he's better than LeBron or Jordan. He's a really he's the best scoring option. Maybe I don't know. Is Brandon Ingram or is it Zion Williamson? I don't know. They're very close. And Lonzo had a great. He has a great season right now. Hitting his 3 pointers, his 3 point average went up, and I'm proud. I like Lonzo, but yeah, um, I would just say Zion is taking the game more maturely, and he probably doesn't know what's best for him yet, especially because of his body weight. Um, and then I think he knows what's best for the team because he is. If you haven't seen his high school mixtapes, look at them because they're crazy, they're insane, what he's capable of doing. And I mean, at that age, he was like 16 or 15, but And he's only 20, he's like a really mature player. And I would focus more on that and not really focus on, oh, he's not playing with the same joy. Like, that's not really a reason for me. But yeah, Pelicans are playing very well. So, if you like this podcast, leave a like and turn on notifications and subscribe of course. And I'll catch you all next time. Peace!